Just bear with me a minute. I am testing OBS and some new features. I'm trying to figure out how to share a live. Oh, there's my link. Alright, let me copy this link. Let me go share it. Because I'm also experimenting here. OBS test. YouTube live. I'm also testing for my church on not only doing this at home here, but I'm also testing for my church because YouTube allows you to stream a whole lot more friendly than Facebook does. So what I'm trying to do here give me a moment. Pause that. I don't want y'all to see that yet. Pause it. Okay. Now, I'm trying to copy my link. Paste it to Facebook post it to Facebook as a YouTube link. And I'm going to play it on my phone so I can monitor as we go. Let me turn that down. It is working. I just wanted to make sure the audio was working. It's my first time doing this from home and in this format. So, here we go.
It is a dream 60 years in the making. One man's vision, born on tracks the world over, honed in competition, perfected by generations of true believers. His name was Zr1, the father of the Corvette. His vision was to build a mid-engine supercar, rivaling any car built anywhere, attainable by anyone who loves driving. And now, after years of competitions and checkered flags, endless days and endless nights, this mid-engine land-based missile, the most powerful, most technologically advanced machine ever to wear the crossed flags, is about to race from dream to reality. The Corvette C8R, coming soon to a track near you.
Alright, and here's why I think on the title, what I listed, of why we may see a Zr1 in the near future. Because this image was linked, and not only that, I'm going to go on the browser in a minute and show y'all some of the stuff that has been leaked and some of the order confirmations. But if you notice right there, it says hybrid motor assisted, which I brought up at the unveil down in, where was it? Hoover. Here's the, let's see, Sergio that's with GM that travels and does all the static displays and unveilings and everything. He just grinned at me. He said, "You've done some studying, haven't you?" I said, "Well, you may not can confirm or deny and probably can't." He said, "No, I can't, but I'll listen." And he grinned at me. And I said, "Well, y'all have y'all got hybrid motor technology already on the market to assist front wheel takeoff speeds. So there you've got the hybrid technology, just like the Porsche 918 had. It wasn't fully electric, and it had a huge motor in the mid, like the Corvette does. So if you assist with hybrid motor technology, then takeoff is simulated virtual all-wheel drive setup. So the front wheels will only spin and all four wheels will only spin at the same time when they're doing individual wheel torque vectoring. And he just stared at me and said, "Do you know somebody on the inside?" I said, "No, I do not, but you just confirmed it." So, but this got released, and all these options are coming up within the next ordering period, which could be by the end of this year for a 2023 model, because there's already a 2022 Z06 option coming out of a naturally aspirated higher power flat crank motor coming out. So, which may be the 5.5 Blackwing. If you know about the new Cadillac motor, they have a 5.5 turbo Blackwing V8 in the ATS-Vs. And I don't know if that's the platform we're going to be running on or not. It may be the 5.5 racing motor that was in the C6. I hope it's the Pratt & Whitney. A lot of people say they hope it. They don't hope it is, but I mean that was a dominant motor, but it may be straight from what we're racing with now. It's going to be on an LT platform, so it may not be the 5.5 LS based Pratt & Whitney. More than likely not. Let's go to some of my other images here. All right, the current models that we're seeing on the market of the C8 are quad tip, but you got two on the left driver side, two on the right passenger side, split. Now, in image 2 here is the current base platform. Well, this is the Z51 option. The Z51 option has a spoiler in the back, rear spoiler on the trunk lid, and you can get color match codes and everything. That's not the what a standard Z51 looks like. You still get all your black accents if you want them. This person went for the all color match bumper and everything, as you can see here in white, and the white wing. Now, like I said, let's show this one again that's been linked, possibly confirmed because of some of the options coming up. And, pardon me cracking my knuckles, arthritis. But, alright, notice all the arrow on the front. I don't know if there'll be LEDs in the front air ducts or not. That may be for some more cosmetic upgrades or something like that. But notice all the ground effect arrow. I don't think it'll be as lowered as that dropped on the tires. This is just a computer Photoshop rendering somebody done, which could be close. But here is what was caught on the road testing. Notice the middle there, right in the center of the bumper. And I'll point that out better here in a second. Downgrade that window. I would like to blow this up full screen, but I'll zoom in. And I'll get a little pointer here. Oh. It is not going to let me do what I wanted to. Okay. Alright, on the turbos. I'll mark them first and then I'll explain them to you. I really don't care how it saves it, but let's just save it like that. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Okay. Oh, I like how it did that little effect when it blew it up that time. Alright, now, with these marked, the two red ones here are normally, if you know how turbos work, there's little valves up here that build the boost. Well, when it releases, these are called your blow-off valves. This is the main exhaust for a turbo that goes, normally people cut out the front of the car, blow them out the side, you know, blow them out the hood these days. They leave their hood off, it looks junky. My opinion, eat me up in the comments and bite me because I don't care, it looks junky. But if you run them correctly, turbos have exhaust also because they run off exhaust gases. Their exhaust has to go somewhere. So here is the exhaust and here's the blow off pressure from the blow off valves. That's what a normal turbo looks like. So that's why I think we are getting a turbo in the near future. Now, I'm going to attempt to do something else here. It's going to be around the same lines we were doing, but I'm going to walk you through some stuff on the internet and go through the browser as I'm looking and try to show you some of the order options. Let me turn that off first. I'm going to put me up here in the corner while we're browsing. There we go. That's my little customized ordered sound effect. So let's shrink this down, close this window, close this window. I had a tab open here. Now see, Chevy Corvette C8 high performance models, powertrains. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself because I did not move my window capture over there. And I didn't put me on top. There we go. Alright, now let's go back to the internet. Alright, here we are. Chevy Corvette C8 high performance models, powertrain details leaked. And what I was telling you a while ago, look at that, the 5.5 liter flat crane V8, and that thing revs to the moon. If you haven't heard these flat cranes, they sound freaking amazing. So, and that may also be, they're going to be experimenting probably with the 5.5 liter in the Grand Sport to do this hybrid version, or either testing the hybrid technology in the Grand Sport and letting Z06 be what Z06 is, which is a naturally aspirated, stripped down, race to street model track car. So that's probably what they're going to be working on with the Z06 package. It's going to be running the 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8, the Grand Sport, as it says right here, hybrid version of the 6.2 liter V8. Will we get the hybrid test of the all-wheel drive in the Grand Sport before they release the bigger 5.5 liter package with the twin turbos? I don't know. But the Grand Sport is always supposed to be the mid-grade enthusiast performance base without all the power Z06 or Zr1. So I'm hoping this time, instead of what they did in the C7 Grand Sport, which absolutely really didn't give it any more power than your base model, they didn't tweak it at all. They did give it the Z06 package. I'll give them that. They give the Grand Sport the Z51, or not the Z51, they give it the Z16 suspension package. But Z16, Z06, and if you know from the C5 2004 model, it was classified as a Z16, and the only model for a Grand Sport that year, but it wasn't labeled a Grand Sport, it was the Le Mans Commemorative Edition in 04. But the Grand Sport Z16 packages are normally supposed to be your go-between base model and Z06. And then Z06 is right before the Zr1. And I hope they stair-step them and do a better job this model year instead of gradually going into a Z06 model. I hope a Grand Sport does have a tweak over base to make it different and keep with the Grand Sport driving enthusiast experience without being just a plain model with some stickers on it. Just being a Z06 without a supercharger and no stickers. Really the only thing it had going for it was the suspension and ride package. I did like it a lot more in all the vets I've test driven. I have liked the Grand Sport suspension over the base models. Somebody's going to argue with that because somebody's not going to agree. Once again, bite me. Grand Sport is an all-around better car. Now, for people that want to pro charge them and have all the comforts and tweaks and everything that the Grand Sport has that the Z06 doesn't have, there's a lot more to a Grand Sport that would give it more power over the Z06 because of the differences in the engines. Or even the Zr1, because the Zr1 stepped down from, let's see, in C6 it did step down with the motor. Because the C6 Z06 was a 7.0 liter and the C6 Zr1 was a 6.2 liter with a supercharger. So bigger displacement is better naturally aspirated, but if you step down and add boost, y'all have seen it's a lot better. It's a lot better. So, but the Grand Sport is a real enthusiast driving car. It's not fully base or street or track. It's an all-around driver's car and more balanced between the base and the all-out track beast, because it can do both. Now, here's a look at the 22 Z06, and you can see the fins right here on the front are a little bit different than what we saw on that C7 a while ago, and it's got better aero. The wing in the back looks a little bit better. This isn't a real picture either. They haven't even done a true unveil at an auto show. These are all computer renderings. And then we're looking at 2023 Grand Sport, and 24 is probably going to be another swan song. I hope they don't end the 25 Zr1. I have heard a Zr1 is going to come out. Y'all noticed I saw that when you did. The electric motor is going to add 150 horsepower. So they're going to get rid of the front frunk. The front frunk. They said trunk, but it's called a frunk if you add the two words together. And like I said, will power the front wheels independently of the car's rears when torque and slippage is detected and needed. When torque is needed and when slip is detected. Look at that. Could we see a 1,000 horsepower production Corvette? Now, something else I want to show y'all to go into the history of the, now that we've looked at all that, something else I want to show y'all to go into some of the history of the Corvette. Notice what I type here. Oh, I missed the V. My bad. It's called Serve. It's the GM Serve. Here it is. Chevrolet Engineering Research Vehicle. The Zr1, which y'all saw in the opening video, was a mid-engine. Because those wheels are all the way at the back. And the engine's right here by the driver. So, it's in front. As long as the motor is in front of the rear axle, it's mid-engine. If the wheels are up here and the engine's in the trunk, like the German company that makes 99 versions of the same car that are ABCD with a V, dash R, dash turbo, dash all that other stuff. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's a bad car. It's not a bad car. It's a really good car. It's German engineering. It's German speed. It handles great, but it's rear engine. And it's also just developed off the back of a beetle, a bug. So figure that out. And then you go down here to the Zr2, you got another mid-engine. The mid-engine concept is not brand new. Not brand new at all. Really, it's one of my favorite things, and as they're showing here, this is the National Corvette Museum's picture over here. I'm pointing at this, all these. These are from the National Corvette Museum, and I've seen all these cars and drooled over them in person the 2 or 3 times I've been up there. And then you've got the 1990 Zr3, you got the 86 Indy concept over here. And you go down, they don't show the 4. May have to go open another tab and Google it. I don't know why they don't show the Zr4 and the IVB. That one's not mid-engine. That's probably why it's not in that one, but I mean it is an engineering project, and I've seen this one at the museum. I just didn't know it was listed as a serve. I'm trying to stay on topic of the mid-engines here. Now the Astro 2 right there, it's a mid-engine concept as well. The 68 Astro. It's a mid-engine concept of the Corvette. And it's a clamshell on the rear too. If you notice right there, that's mid-engine. So, that's one thing I hear people griping about, putting the engine in the back of a Corvette. It's not in the back, it's in the middle. How is my live broadcasting working so far, functionality, with the link on YouTube? And because I'm not on the Facebook page right now, I'm actually on the YouTube link, and it looked like it was working really well. Trying to see how many viewers I've got watching. But anyway, it's working. I was going to show you something else. I'm trying to find the images of those new Corvettes, because I really want to show a good open image of the engine bay. This one's all decked out with the appearance package. But see, here's the driver's seat. That's a reflection from the, there's a pillar right there. But the driver's seat is right here and right here. And there's your center console lid just right there. This is reflecting off the lid, the back lid of it. But all this is in front of the rear axles right here. Your wheels are way back there. Oh, there was a good top shot. I just blew right over it. Alright, when I double click, it messes up. Oh, here's a cutaway. That's a real good image. But see, the engine bay sits right here, your rear wheels are right here, and if your motor goes anywhere over the axle, that's a mid-engine car. This much of the engine right here, most of it, because your trans is right there, so your whole motor right there is between middle of the driver and the rear seat. That's your mid-engine. Rear engine, I'm just going to unveil it here for y'all. I didn't want to say the name during a Corvette stream, but here we go. Let's not even go with a higher model. Let's go with a base model, because it's still in the rear. It's not a good shot to show you an engine bay. as you can see why I'm searching here. You can see all of this. Oh, there's a good cutaway right there. But see, some of the newer ones, as you can tell by the 992 here, there's your trans, your motor. That's rear axle. Most of the motor is over the back. But if you go with these older models, here's a good cutaway. There's your rear wheel. Your whole motor is right in here. And if you go even further back to some of these older ones, all of this motor right here is out back of the rear wheels. All these classic ones. C82, that whole motor right there was behind the rear wheels. So there's your rear motor. And that's the difference between those two. And now I'm going to go back in here. Turn the display off. Give me one moment. I'm testing something here. Because like I said, I'm learning on this. I'm going to try to start streaming like this and then putting a live link to the church's Facebook page that I operate. And we're going to try to start streaming like this because we're less likely to have them cut us off. We're less likely to have them cut us off and kick us off the air if we do it like this. Hold on, let me pause it. I gave you a lot of information there at the beginning. So, let me pause this.